Creo que el título de esta is going to be Cali versus Texas.
Are you ready for a war?
Oh,
versus
man.
what?
I don't know
Are
if
you
I'm
ready
really ready.
A little war.
That gets people riled up.
And this is, I believe, our first time in the history of It's Us Alive that we have someone from out of state and being, you can't even say influence. He can't even say influencer. He just has a big, big influence, a big community, supporters, people that wait hours in line just to get hats, sombreros done by the one and only Alan Litz, baby.
Bienvenido, bienvenido.
Gracias por tenerme. Thank you for coming.
Man, thank you for making the time out of your busy traveling schedule, man.
It's all right, man. I had a little bit of time, and I was like, why not?
Oh,
yeah, they gave me y'all's number, I want to say, since last time that you talked to Mindy.
I think it was like was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah, we were doing
Yeah, I seen you post that you were coming on a little Cali tour de
100%.
alrededor de nuestros rumbos. And I was like, let's just try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Hay que
100%.
aprovechar.
Hay que aprovechar.
Si se da, perfecto. Y si no se da,
Así
pues
lo quiso
también está
Dios.
bien.
100%.
Así lo quiso Dios.
Wow. Yes.
Hey, ¿quiénes somos nosotros para negar lo que él quiere?
Oh, Simón. Brother, how are you?
Muy bien. Really good. Thank God.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
You're joyful. You're so happy. Your energy is, you could just see it right through.
Mm-hmm.
You can read your energy through the cameras. I'm not going to lie. And this is here
Appreciate
being
that,
live.
man. Thanks.
What makes you so happy, brother?
Man, there's a lot of things, really. But I'll start out with this. It's not something that just started whenever there was a camera in my face, because I never thought I was going to be a somebody. I'm still a nobody. I'm wanting to become more still, right? Yeah. So I always categorize myself as a nobody still. So it's just something that I still work and strive for every day to become a better person. But since I was in preschool, I was that kid with spiky hair. And whether I was toothless or not, I was always smiling in every yearbook picture. And the teacher one of the teachers told my mom, because I had her for pre-K and kindergarten, both. And she told my mom, and my mom told me this whenever I was 19, 20. Yeah. She tells me, she says, "Mijo, you're not going to believe something a teacher once told me." She said, if that kid keeps smiling the way that he does, he's going to do something in life. And that kind of like blew my mind because, sometimes I know I'm a joyful person and whatnot, but sometimes while you're going through high school, you're living in a whole world that sometimes you don't. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't feel like there's another world outside of that. That is your world. El chisme que se soltó ahí mismo, like it's the end of your life.
Yeah, it made you and it broke you.
You think it's your entire world for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, you think that.
And you believe it up until graduation, where you're kind of like
100%.
I'm never gonna live without these people, or the love of my life was here in high school, and I thought I was gonna marry her, and you go through grad night, prom, all these fucking things, and at the end of the day, years later, you're like, ¿dónde están?
It's a flash of in time.
That's right.
Yeah. You've had your amazing movement for what, now 5 years?
Yeah.
So 5 years?
May 30th of 2020 is when I start my store. But before that, I worked at a couple of mom and pop shops.
Okay.
No big commercial ones. Just one of them was a commercial place. But other than that, it was, wanting to shape a hat, right? But before even wanting to be part of the Western industry, I grew into this culture, A lot of people, I get dissed left and right.
Talk about
because they're like, dude, why are you, o sea, se te ve el nopal en la frente.
Yeah.
¿Por qué hablas así como un gringo?
Yeah.
Pero te hablo el español así, and I talk to you in English and it sounds the same.
Yeah.
So I'm not changing my accent for nobody. Te lo hablo igual. Y cuando estoy en México, la gente dice, tú no eres de aquí. Eres norteño.
Yeah.
Y voy yo a Nuevo León o algo. And they're like, tampoco eres de aquí.
Heaven forbid you be bicultural.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid.
It's hard,
dumb.
right?
It's dumb. It's hard, but I get dissed a lot. So the point that I come back around to is before I even get to hat shaping. And I like to talk about this because I was actually wanting to become a doctor.
That's like one extreme to the next.
Very. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm going to school to get my associates in science, and then I get that, and I'm moving on to the next step, pushing forward, and I go 4 years, almost 4.5, into college. I graduate high school with 1 year of college done. So I was taking college courses in high school.
Shit.
Yeah,
He's
but
one of
I
those
was
kids.
I was
Yeah.
one of those
Ahead of the
kids.
game.
Yeah,
He was ahead of the
but I
game.
was following my sister's footsteps.
Okay.
Okay.
And my older sister was damn smart. She was bright. S. Smith, bright. I mean, but once again, all I was doing was she was my idol, and I wanted to follow that. She went and she got her EMT certificate before she graduates high school, and I wanted to do that too, because I saw her working at a fire department, volunteering at the fire department, going through fires, and I was like, that's badass. I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I start following my sister's footsteps. And then it gets to a point in life where I find out, oh, so I get my EMT license, right? And after that, I graduate high school, and some of her friend, one of her friends does a resume for me, trying to get me a job at an emergency room at a hospital. And I'm like, they're not going to hire this 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I'm fresh out of high school. They interview me. They call me. And I get the job. Yeah.
It was a smile.
It was a smile. It was a smile.
I don't
It was a
know.
smile.
I get the job, and of course, every single person in there but one other person in there was a guy. Other than that, eran puras señoras, puras nurses. And it was about 8 of them, and it's just like, it was nerve-wracking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, I walk in there and just start answering all their questions. I worked there at the hospital for 3.5 years, almost 4, pretty much paying off my college tuition the whole time with my own money. Never asked mom and dad for a penny because that's just who I was,
Yeah.
right? And I start finding out that it ain't me in life, you know, like, and the what made me see that and tell me more than anything that wasn't my spot in the medical field was patience. The patients.
Like your patients or
Yeah,
the
patients at the hospital.
the patients you had to attend to?
100%.
Wow.
They'd tell me, like, it was crazy because they'd be like, man, like, you have such a great smile and you have a great, what is it called? Aura?
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a great aura.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're meant for more.
you meant to not be here. Like, I would get smiles out of people that were, like, pretty hurt bad. And we were about to switch them from one floor to another. And my thing is, I'd even crack a joke. And you got a person over here that literally had a blade in them, like, 3 hours ago.
Dang.
You know what I mean? But he wasn't in super critical condition, but you still got a damn wound, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're still hurting.
And you make that person laugh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It changes.
that takes
100%.
something
100%.
for sure.
Or this person, yeah, like, it's just making somebody that's at the worst point in their life where they feel like they are and make those people laugh. That's what I was impacting in the ER. Doctors that are straight assholes. I don't know how, I'm a little vulgar sometimes. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
It's
We're
always
good.
welcome.
We're good.
I speak a little bit of French.
Always
A little
welcome.
bit.
A little bit.
I mean,
Being from Texas.
It comes out every now and then, you know?
There's some doctors that are just, they don't care how your day's going, what you're doing, who you are.
Yeah.
They just say, hey, I need this done. I stay on to the next patient.
Mm.
That's it.
Yep.
So, you know, interacting with even doctors and doctors wanting to talk to me. Why?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one Dr. Sanchez that really, like, his last name was Sanchez, just like me. You know what I mean? I imagine myself looking at him,
Yeah.
and he was my inspiration. But certain things, one was a patient's, the second one was that doctor. And he said, what makes you want to... No, what did he say? Hold on, give me a second. He says, if you're going to do something in life, just make sure you like it.
Yep.
Because if you don't like it, don't do it at all. And I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Because if you're doing it just because of somebody else, that ain't it. Because you're not doing it for yourself.
Yeah, you're not fulfilled at that point.
You're not.
You know, you have your parents, your friends, family that expect you or want you to be this or that. And then you go through that process and you're just like, no. Like,
and people go into things for a lot of the wrong reasons, and then it burns 100%. Out. You're burned out, and you're like, why didn't I meet this goal? So you were entraste con malas intenciones, ¿sí me entiendes?
You don't want to disappoint your parents, and you know, I think we've had that training so early on where you got to be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, police officer, and you're gonna be set. Like, that's success.
Yeah,
and then you go through it, and you realize, wait, some of the teachers that I've talked to, man, they're miserable.
I know.
Or they're like
teaching,
But it's crazy porque en una familia como que digamos Latina, you want to go to an EMT school, you want to be a doctor. That's what every, like, I dare I say, immigrant parent wants for their child. But you're doing Western, you're doing hats. So how was that transition, and what did hat shaping bring to you that made you feel that joy?
So while I'm working at the hospital, right, I had already started shaping hats since I was 17, about to be 16, about to be 17. And I started getting fairly known around 18 and up, right, where you have a couple customers. Aunque sean unos 10. Right? It was the beginning.
Yeah.
But my thing is that while I shaped your hat, I'd shape it, but I'd talk to you more. Why would I talk to you more? Because I was nervous. I was nervous.
Don't pay attention to the hat right now.
Don't pay attention to the hat. The people, I'd captivate those people so much in the plática que la tejana, honestamente, like, yeah, you know.
Ni lo enseño.
Wrong shape and everything.
Oh, man.
They leave like, man, that was a great conversation. They go,
what the hell?
What is this? Yeah, or like cuando, like an accident, I'd trim a hat down and I didn't trim it right or something. And I was like, no, sí, esto y el otro. And I just bajaba mis manos poquito más, bajaba la tejana. And I'd just be doing sanding until like it was like good. And then I'd pull out some scissors down low and try to emparejarla. Y la plática seguía. You know what I mean?
Mira, no, tenemos unos nuevos productos allá.
Smiling the whole time.
No, pero de eso, de hecho, no nomás era como platicar de cosas que no les importa.
Yeah.
Háblale a alguien de dónde son, a qué se dedican, y de allí vas a agarrar fuego y ellos se van a soltar.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about them and not you.
Yeah, you're making them feel important.
That's right.
It's 100%. Yeah.
If you know, you know. People love to talk about themselves.
It's because when you're a natural people's person,
yes,
customer service kind of comes with it. You know, regardless, wherever you go, hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. Or even if they're just passing by, looking, hey, how you doing? They're kind of like, what the fuck? Why are you being so nice?
And it's very uncommon nowadays.
Yes.
It's not something that's seen around very often. Etiquette.
Etiquette, yes.
We talked about etiquette and how uncommon it is.
Very.
Nowadays.
Because I see for the people that don't know, you have a social media following on Instagram and TikTok.
So now it's everywhere.
Taking it by storm.
Yeah, so
huge.
TikTok is one, and that's what really grew me a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't post on TikTok very much at all. Like, I almost dropped it completely because I stay so busy on Instagram by itself.
Yeah.
And Instagram brings in a lot. And Facebook grew out of nowhere. My whole fame that I started that we were talking about, like, worked at a couple mom and pop shops, but my fame started from Instagram, and I was just locally known. When I start my business, I only had 30,000 followers on Instagram. Hit or miss. Yeah. But the reason I started growing a lot is because I started doing a lot of hats for musicians. Yeah, musicians, famous PRCA, which is pro rodeo people, and people from the PBR. So you start getting all that attraction from, you know, taking pictures with these famous people that came to see you.
Yeah.
And it started growing and growing and growing.
And
just posting hats, and the hat that I did for this person and the hat that I just did the other day, whatever. And people were just eating it up. And it got to the point where I just quit the hospital job, and I told my mom and dad that I'm not going to school no more. In a fall fall of 2019.
Y para la gente que no conoce, where are your parents from?
Mi papá es de Jalisco, San Miguel el Alto, Jalisco, y mi mamá es de la Ciudad de México. Yeah. Yeah.
And to tell your parents you're not going to school no more
That's
after.
crazy.
Difícil.
Uf.
No,
¿Cómo lo
o sea,
tomaron?
Mamá no muy bien. La verdad, mi mamá estaba no she didn't tell me she was disappointed, right?
Okay.
But you could see it.
Oh.
Those are the worst.
You know what I mean?
Parents is-
Cuando no lo expresan, pero lo
Se
demuestran,
la
lo
nota,
sientes,
sí.
¿me entiendes?
Sí.
Y le digo a mi papá igual, que pues ya también, o sea, no lo voy a hacer.
Yeah.
O sea, ya hasta aquí llegó el corrido y you know, I'm not
Tan, tan.
going to school no more.
Yeah. Aquí se acabó el corrido, pa.
And the thing is that I told him because me preguntan, ¿qué quieres hacer?
Ujú.
Y les dije, en verdad me gusta hacer sombreros. Me la paso muy bien, convivo con la gente. O sea, siento que no estoy chambeando.
Yeah.
Ujú.
So, ¿qué hace mi papá? Nomás, he listened to me. Honestly, from him, I didn't feel nothing from my dad. Like, he
Okay.
just listened and he said,
He took it well.
well, my dad's one of those people that, en verdad, mi papá, yo quiero ser como él cuando yo crezca grande. De unas de esas personas que de verdad le platicas y él te saca más plática todavía. Pero él nomás te escucha. And he talks a little bit, but he listens more.
Like would you say your dad's like the no judgment zone?
Pretty
It's a
much.
safe place.
You come, you tell him, you express to him, and he's just there.
Y la gente feel like very comfortable to talk to my dad, even if they just met them at that party, family party,
Yeah.
or get together.
And
Crazy,
it felt,
right?
It felt like because I think we have those moments, specifically certain ones, because it doesn't happen all the time, because obviously people's energy, whatever the case is, but when you find someone that has just a genuine energy, listening, no judgment, and doesn't make you feel less or more, they're just there like enjoying the conversation, you leave there like, damn, bro.
Yeah, there are certain people who carry that kind of energy, and it's not everybody.
No.
Yeah.
But there's certain people that you're like, dang, I feel like I've known you for like
Yeah.
5 years. Y ya te andas contando pues toda la historia de tu vida, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
But
You can.
okay.
You're sitting here saying you can make a living by shaping hats,
100%.
touring the country by shaping hats.
Yeah. Y le digo a mi papá, o sea, me quiero dedicar a los sombreros.
Sí.
So one day he just decides to go to the mom and pop shops I'm working at. Y tengo un banquito de madera que está atrás del steamer table. Y mi papá nomás llegó and I was surprised. Like,
Like, what are you
they
doing
never
here?
come see me at the store, you know what I mean?
I've been working here for 3 years, bro.
Yeah. I
Never
had
once.
I'd been working
All
there
right.
already, you know, for a little while. Y se sienta ahí, mi papá, y se pasó casi todo el día. O sea, la tienda abre como a las 9, pero él llega como a las 12, and he stays there till almost closing time, pretty much.
Damn, just watching.
En un sábado.
Oh, busy.
Y hay una fila de gente, como unas 10 a 20 personas a todo rato, esperando nomás a que yo les horme el sombrero. Y check in mind, hay otros 2 gringos que horman allí, uno siendo el hijo del dueño y el otro being his son-in-law. Y la gente siempre mira, o sea, venían por ellos, ¿verdad? Y ahora llega un muchacho hispano y, you know, I'm just doing my thing.
¿Era primera vez que te había visto tu papá hacer algo así?
Primera vez que mi papá vio la atracción que tenía hacia la gente, o sea, la atracción que traía.
Yeah.
¿Y qué
a la
sentiste
gente.
tú al
Pues
tener tu papá allí?
me sentía como que, oye, qué show, o sea, ¿por qué estás aquí? Primeramente. Y segunda, ya después de que estamos platicando, o sea, I'd be shaping the hat for the customer, pero en partes I'd just lean back, you know, take a step back from the steamer and keep shaping and just talk to my dad.
Ujú.
And we just talk like just brief things. But the thing for him to see what I wanted to do
Mm.
is where it clicks. So from there, I go on, and he's like, we have a conversation that night, después de esto. Y me dice, ¿por qué querías ser doctor? Why'd you want to go to med school? Y le dije, pues es que fulanito de tal, tío, tía, mi abuelo, no los disfruté a ciertas personas porque a heart attack. cáncer. You know, cosas que la verdad, diabetes, a fin de cuentas, cosas que uno siente que a veces puedes pelearlo, pero you can't. You can't because the government's going to stop you from that. Because I learned being at the hospital that hospitals want to be like a hotel. And if they're trying to keep 98% of that hospital at occupancy, esas son chingaderas. That's sad.
It's like jails for inmate.
It's a business.
O sea,
es un
Es un negocio, es lo que es.
Por eso los doctores, Ferraris, beach houses. I mean, that's a thing that's never ending. It's a great career. You know, 100%. Medical field's a great career.
100%.
But I think to your point, it's why you're doing this. What's your purpose? And because like you meet nurses and doctors that are very happy, that are very great people.
100%.
And then you meet the ones that are like, well, if you hate this, why are you doing this?
100%.
Yeah, you know. So, I mean, yeah, because how we mentioned at the beginning, your energy, your aura, walking in before the camera started, we're like, dang,
powerful,
and you can see it through your content by the way you have a big line and you shake everybody's hand before you even get to even starting your hat.
I love doing that. I don't know what clicked in my head that I wanted to do that, but I just wanted to. Because how am I not going to appreciate people that have waited 8 hours to minimum 2 hours to get a hat from me? 8 hours, bro, for a cowboy hat? And you know what one lady told me? She said, mijo, every when do you come to California? Because the longest line that people waited 8 hours was here in Los Angeles. Y la señora dice, mijo, every when do you come? And I said, pues nomás una o dos veces al año. And she said, okay, that's one day. There's 365 days in a year. And if that one day I get to meet you, I'll do it again.
Damn.
Man, it got me in a whole different.
That hits you.
How did it feel? How did it feel?
Man, I feel that energy right now. Like it just gives me a little bit of goosebumps because people really think I'm something special. And I don't even think that of myself.
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't.
Do you think you're special?
I feel like I'm just another plain person. A nose, 2 ears, and 2 eyes. And we're blessed to even have that.
Do you think that's just because you keep your 10 toes on the ground and you come from humble beginnings? That, I mean, I think in relation, you know, just like us, truth of the matter is this is our first day here. This whole production, it's our first time at this too.
This is y'all's first?
Yeah, you just got lucky. Honestly, you just really turned out that way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
so yeah, it worked out.
Wow. So it all worked out.
Awesome.
It's because we usually film in Fontana in my house in the studio that we built, and we've been grinding. And when we went to Denver a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, and we're in a different state. We're going to a basketball game with the brand we're working with, and we're just like, yeah, well, we're out here, you know, if anybody's out here, and we're walking just to go where we're gonna film, and all we hear is that a toast of life?
It's those guys. It's the ones from the podcast.
We're like, what? We're like, bro, it's like 30 degrees out here. Like, how do you, like?
It's surreal.
It's surreal,
yes.
And I'm imagining you're the same way, where people wait to see you, people are excited to see you, and seeing you, like, it heals part of them, but also like fulfills them in a way where they're just like, if I had this opportunity, I would take it again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy that you say it's not crazy, because I think it happens with us. Like we're normal. We're nobody special.
Other people, yeah.
We took something that we love and we ran with it and we stayed consistent, and luckily, blissfully, it reached the amount of people it does. And I think it makes it so much better, because people see how genuine you are and how appreciative you are of every single hat that you shape. Because, I mean, maybe we could throw a number, but how many hats have you shaped in your career?
That's what we were talking about, actually. I have a camera guy, right? Y'all saw him a minute ago.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it. Like, the thing was that, same question, how many hats have you done? And I want to say that by myself, I know it's thousands and thousands. I want to shoot a number and say maybe 20,000 hats that I've done in my company's life out of my own hands.
Damn.
But as a company, we're just about 100,000 hats that we've let go with our brand inside of it. And that's before, todavía, before, because I've had my company for 5 years, but I've been shaping hats for just about 11 years.
Is there a hat that stands out particularly out of those 20,000 hats you've shaped? One specific hat that stands out the most?
An experience, maybe, or
the person, whatever it was.
It's a good question, man.
We come with them.
Hey,
A little
what can you
prepared.
say?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. If there's a hat that meant a lot, I'd say the first hat that I did for somebody famous, and to me, he was famous.
Who was that?
He was a bull rider from Mexico.
Yeah.
And he was going to be new to the PBR, but he was already 3-time champion in Mexico. And when I asked God for a signal to, tell me, I had already quit school. But like, hey, no, I was about to actually. I was about to quit school. And I told him, just give me a sign if this is really for me.
Wow.
And he was one of them. Like now I'm sponsoring someone in the PBR. And they were about to do the World Finals, country versus country, Mexico versus Canada, and da. Anyways, that was just one of the big ones. And he's not someone super famous, but to me he meant a lot.
Powerful.
Very.
Memorable.
That's
memorable.
It just takes like your first little big.
It was a baby step.
Yeah. And I mean, now you're taking not just the Western industry by storm, but TikTok and Instagram. I mean, your business is one thing, your socials is one thing. So I kind of wonder, like, a little bit behind your work ethic, and how do you stay so grounded with having such a huge platform and having so much happening with your business? Like, what keeps you going? What ¿Qué te mantiene esa energía tan humilde?
My parents are immigrants. I'm first generation in the U.S. And they did a lot for us as kids. They lost their company in 2008 to the recession, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now my dad has a normal job. My mom is still a stay-at-home mom, right? But doing something I just want to do more for them, just like they did for me whenever I was a kid. They gave us everything we ever wanted, until the day that we felt a change.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what it was. But they had let go of their company. And my dad got a consistent job to raise us. Until this day, my dad still works there, and he's ready to retire tomorrow if I told him. But next year, I'm going to put my dad into retirement. 4 or 5 years before the retirement age. Because I told him, I got you. And that's what makes me grind. To tell your parents that I got you, something that I've always strived to do. And I wish I could have done it just a hair younger, but todo a su tiempo, dice Dios.
God's time is perfect time.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
I feel like there's a lot of ¿Todo bien?
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing?
Oh, okay. Oh,
You said up. I'm like,
I got nervous. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
It's
like,
my
I'm
time to
done.
go.
See y'all later.
Bro, because he was like, what does that mean?
Déjenlo ser. Déjenlo ser.
man.
We have a little this or that. Okay?
Oof.
Just simple. Okay?
Simple. Simple, but not simple.
Mm.
Well, maybe.
Whataburger or InNOut?
No.
I gotta know.
Nah,
Because
let's be real.
this might.
We're stirring the pot now.
No, I love that conversation. And
Let's-
my thing is during high school years and growing up, Waterburger was everything. And I ain't trying, kill their vibe or anything. But InNOut.
Oh,
Es de
thank
los
you.
míos. Yes.
Honestly, thank you.
You had me worried for a second. I was like,
I was like, nah, if he says
The
Waterburger,
suspense,
Yeah.
bro, the
respectfully,
suspense.
The thing is that their bacon isn't the same anymore. And their patties ain't the same anymore. Like, the mustard all the way is damn good. Don't get me wrong. It's damn good. Like, you would never think. Whenever you make a burger at home, what do you put on it? Ketchup and mustard.
Correct.
Whenever you go to Waterburger, it's just mustard all the way. No mayonnaise, no nothing. And it makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
But when you try it, it's just like,
it makes sense.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Okay.
But it's not fresh anymore. Like, I don't feel like Waterburger is very fresh like it used to be.
Well, there you
so
have
that's
it, ladies
why.
and gentlemen. A true
In-N-Out.
Texan saying that InNOut is fresh. Hagan con eso lo que quieran. Okay.
100%.
Cowboy boots or sneakers?
Cowboy boots every day. Cowboy boots is a mandatory to me.
Okay.
I wear and tear my freaking boots. Like even the newest boots I got, they're riding boots. Every single pair of boots is my roping boots.
I lo tienen. Dallas or Houston?
Houston is the armpit of Texas. Let's have that clear.
He said
Dallas.
right here.
Dallas, I don't love Dallas, but it's way better than Houston any day.
Okay.
Okay.
Barbecue or Tex-Mex?
Ooh, that was a good one. It's because Tex-Mex is like, whenever I'm on the road for a long time, there is some Mexican places here and there, but sometimes I'm craving like some Rosa's Cafe. And if y'all don't know about Rosa's Cafe, some of the best fajitas a commercial place has ever put out.
Okay.
Pero, like, tender. Y están así, Just fajitas están, like, they're thick.
Vienen gruesas.
Okay, tenemos que ir, pues. Tenemos que ir.
Tex-Mex is dang good, but barbecue gives me heartburn.
Where the Tums, baby. Where the Tums.
Barbecue gives me
Todo
heartburn.
se puede resolver, no te preocupes.
Sí,
But if it didn't give me heartburn, barbecue.
Okay.
But
with
if
a cold beer. See, no.
What kind of beer?
Shiner Bock. And we're actually going to probably do a collaboration with them. They emailed me asking for a collaboration. I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite beers. Whenever I go eat wings or pizza or barbecue especially.
Yeah.
It's a dark beer. It's very heavy, pero it is fire. Like, it is good.
Pega donde se
Y bien
necesita.
fría.
Ya me dio hambre.
See, I was going to be mad because I was like, boy, right now I'm a fan of Coors Light. Super fan. Because we went to Denver.
Good.
But collaboration opportunity, can't be mad at that.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
Try Shiner Bock, though.
Okay.
Shiner Bock.
Shiner Bock.
I know.
Shiner Bock.
Okay.
But Coors Banquets are also good.
Yep.
They also just shot an idea. Not the Coors Light's good, but Coors Banquet
Next level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think y'all got a cold one to drink after this. George Strait or Alan Jackson?
Oh.
I'll hit you where it hurt.
You know, oh, man. My uncle, that has a lot of influence of me being where I am today, Uncle Ruben. He always would call me, "What's up, Alan Jackson?" And I was just an 8-year-old kid running around, not knowing, like I thought Alan and Jackson just rhymed.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't,
you know what I mean?
know it was an actual person.
Okay.
I don't know who the hell Alan Jackson was. I was 8, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, every time he said hi to me, "What's up, Alan Jackson? What's up, Alan Jackson?" And I was just like, I thought it rhymed.
Yeah.
He was a damn country singer. So I figure out about Alan Jackson whenever I'm like 12, 13, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And finally found out why he would call me Alan Jackson. He plays a cassette for me. And
Which one did he play for you?
what was it? It was either Drive, I believe. I think it was Drive by Alan Jackson.
Okay.
Have you heard of that song? No. Drive?
I'm a huge
Listen to
country.
it.
Jack probably has.
I have.
Jack probably
I have,
has.
Okay,
yes.
so we realized when we came back from, like, I think San Diego, that, so I like country, right? But I think I'm very, like, just like that fake country, like Luke Combs,
Mainstream.
you know,
Exactly.
mainstream, you know,
Mainstream.
Pop
you know,
country type.
I'm going to go see Morgan Wallen, and you know, my favorite artist, Post Malone. I get it. He's just turned.
He's from Mansfield. He's from like across the highway from where I'm from.
Oh, you see? You see?
He's,
Yeah.
I do.
And
I
he's
appreciate
dabbling
Post
into the
Malone's
country. He's dabbling
He's
in,
touching,
you know,
yeah.
he's touching there. But that's me. Like, that's kind of what, that's just what I like. But we're driving back from San Diego. It's already late. Sun's setting already.
Right.
The vibes in the truck.
I drive a Ford F-150, so it's chilling. And then we're like, "Jack, here's the aux." She's like, "What do you guys want?" And we're like, "Surprises." And then we started hearing some real country. And she was like, "Do you guys know about this?"
She's
I'm
like, "I'm gonna play this artist." I'm like, "What?"
We're like,
Who's that?
"We've never heard of this, bro."
It was Living on Love.
Yeah.
Vine. They had.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta teach the
Definitely.
boys.
No idea.
But she was just there a couple, what was it, like a month?
Yeah.
A month
yeah,
or two
I was
ago?
in-
Or
I was
Good
in
Time.
Dallas.
Good Time gets
Yeah,
me
it's
rowdy.
a great one.
I use it on it.
O to the D T I M E.
I use
Good
it on.
time.
I
It's
use
a
it on
good
TikTok.
time.
I use it on
I've
TikTok.
been working all weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, usually like on my stories on Instagram. You know.
Yes.
It comes out on my For You page, so it
Yes,
works.
it's a great song.
Hey, bro,
It's a
I'm sorry to
great song.
disappoint you. I know,
No,
man. I
it's
know.
all
But you didn't
right.
answer the
Yeah, I'm a
question.
George Strait.
Ooh.
His music hits more. Like he's like that.
King of Country.
Here's a comparison real quick because we just had this one. They said Antonio Aguilar or Vicente Fernandez.
Ingato.
It was the same damn question like Alan Jackson and George Strait.
What are you guys
But
gonna
I'll
say?
put it this way. Alan Jackson is a honky tonk, right? He is like cowboy country and he gets you in a vibe, right? But George Strait's words mean way more. The lyrics,
Okay.
they have way more. He has way more meaningful songs. But don't get me wrong, Alan Jackson has a couple.
Yeah.
But George Strait just has way more.
Damn.
So-
that's-
Whenever you ask me Vicente Fernandez
or Antonio.
or Antonio, hopefully Vicente Fernandez Jr., who follows me on Instagram, his son, Junior, follows me on Instagram, and I was pretty damn excited about that. And I'm family of Vicente Fernandez know of me. Not just the junior, pero uno de sus sobrinos that was really close to him. So hopefully they don't see this because there's one of the songs that mean the most to me being I'll come back to it. Anyways, the song from Vicente Fernandez means the world to me. And it's God dang, how am I not gonna remember it? I went blank.
He'll remember
I'm
it.
not
He'll
gonna
remember
forget
it.
it.
He'll come
It's
back.
gonna come back. But between Vicente Fernandez and Antonio Aguilar makes you feel like you're in el rancho, and Vicente se siente como hay que convivir and have a couple drinks with the family.
Mhm.
And Antonio Aguilar makes you feel in el rancho.
I agree. They come
And
with two different.
George Strait is the same thing. He makes you feel in el rancho. Right?
No.
And Alan Jackson makes you feel like I'm going to go party,
Having a good time.
having a good time.
It's the song.
So,
We'll have to play it for you.
I like Antonio Aguilar more than Vicente.
Okay.
He has a little more meaning to his music.
Lyrics. Yep. It's
His
huge.
lyrics.
Yeah,
It's
the
the
lyrics
lyrics.
is it's
Davis.
definitely huge.
Yo iba a decir que porque es de Zacatecas.
Ew.
Ah, no te creas.
Ugh.
I'm going to start a war.
She's from Zacatecas.
Sí.
He's from
Yeah.
Zacatecas.
Why do you look at me like that?
We have the same
Talk
look all the
about
time
it,
too,
talk
bro.
about
Okay. So, you didn't answer, though.
George Strait.
Okay, George Strait.
George Strait.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay.
Lyrics. The lyrics.
Me and our camera guy Jose had a question: Dallas Cowboys or Houston Texans?
Man, Dallas Cowboys all day long. We suck. We suck.
You're automatically his best friend.
We suck, but I'm here for it. You know what I mean?
He's a Bronco fan. He gets that all the time, bro. Hey, you know, every year is our year. You know,
I say that every time.
that's how we enter the
America's
year, bro.
team.
Yes, yes.
Hate me or love me.
We know what's coming, but we're hopeful.
All I have to say is you guys are like diehard fans because y'all say you're going to make it every single year.
Hey,
And
since
then-
Tony Romo, huge quarterback for them, had
Huge.
like 20 back surgeries, and he still played.
Cut him some slack.
Every time.
If you cannot say that's a comeback right there and that's a legend, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
He was never gonna make it, but we tried.
He damn
He
tried.
had hope.
Des Bryant was a catch though. That was a catch.
Dez was fire.
Man, you have so much reach. How does somebody end up shaping hats, and how do you grow to the rate that you're at right now? Because you see people now, obviously it's people also do it, but not at the level that you're doing it.
I started all that, and I used a song recently to start out my tour this year in Mexico, in León, Guanajuato. My tour for 2025 started internationally. And La Feria de León
Oof.
paid for all my viáticos to be over there. They paid for everything just so that me and my boys could be there. That was cool.
Your team is, how big is your team right now?
I have 16 employees right now, but the ones that travel with me right now, I only have, this weekend there were 7 of us. And some of them were adopted here. Yeah, there's some friends of mine around here, and they saw that I needed help. I just needed 1 or 2 people. That was it. And then the camera guy, I flew him in because not everybody fits in a truck, right?
Traveling cross country in a
100%.
truck?
So there's 5 people at all times in that truck, though.
Oh.
Man.
100%.
And I don't think we cleared it up since the beginning. How old are you?
27. 27 years old.
Responsibility.
And getting older.
Jeez. It only gets better with time.
I know, right? I hope I get fine like wine. That's it.
We hope, right?
That's
we
it.
Pero la desvelada, no mames. Como nosotros, si vieron las ojeras.
Hasta una pedita así mínima ya la comienzo a sentir.
We had to be locked away for at least 2-3 days just to get back up.
Yo me vuelvo loco con el agua.
How important is it being kind to everybody?
It means everything in life. People don't understand that if someone's having a shitty day. I've had people that are even my waitresses, and they're just like not caring to even serve you. Like they're not giving you that attention.
Yeah.
And somehow I just say very minimal wording that I change their mind and they start talking to me. And they start actually serving us well. And they treat us good.
Do you think your kindness and your attitude is what kind of helped your business grow to the level that it is now?
100%. 120%. Yeah, like it's just me being nice to everybody. Like I'm not the bad guy. If we have a long line and I just don't have 8 hands to shape all of them up, I'm going to have one of my guys be the bad guy to tell them, hey, like we need to spread out the line. And my other guys need to show you what they got to.
Yeah,
because even all the online orders that go out, I mean, we ship out internationally. I mean, we're about to hit, if not, we had already 3 million followers on all our platforms. That's between TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube. YouTube grew without me even knowing. And right now we're almost at 200,000 on YouTube from December to right now.
That's quite a growth.
Wait, what the?
6 months, yeah.
6 months.
That's crazy.
Almost 200,000.
Unheard of.
I got my plaque. I was excited. I was excited.
Wait, if you got that plaque, then you got that check.
It's coming.
Hey,
It's coming. Yeah. I don't know. I gotta still mess with a couple things on there.
No, but that's a great.
It already shows me my total, and I'm like,
Yes.
and so that's why I started getting. I had a camera person, but camera people sometimes can be inconsistent.
Yeah.
Just like any other person. So I just been wandering around and finding different camera people. This is my 3rd guy.
Do you think it's just because some people just maybe that's not the passion for them and they're trying to find it along the way?
Sometimes. I feel like 100%. And some people just don't have the flexibility or want to. They say they want to do way more and they want to travel and they want to do this.
And it
but
comes to it.
It comes down to
one thing is saying something.
Yep.
One thing's words and the other ones are actions.
Mm-hmm.
Easy as that.
Things. Yeah.
And actions are way stronger than words.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now that we bring that up, because everybody wants to do social media.
100%.
It's fun.
It is.
When you get to travel, you get to see the beauty of things. It's great. But what is something you sacrifice that maybe a lot of people don't know?
Family time. Tomorrow's my dad's birthday and I'm not going to be there. I get to miss out on birthdays and stuff like that. And believe me, I'm thinking about catching a flight tomorrow and being there at home. Because guess when $500, it doesn't matter, $600, even $1,000. What is money if you don't have family?
Yeah.
Money don't mean nothing.
No.
At all.
And you get left with I could have, I should have.
It's crazy, right? Because now
Time is
that
everything.
our parents are getting older, we don't know how many birthdays you're going to spend with them.
That's exactly it.
Special occasions. So it's one of those where it's like the rest of the year, I'm free. But on their birthdays, it's like, no, I'm making it to their birthday no matter what.
100%.
Wow.
100%. So, that's really what matters to me, family time. A lot. and I do anything to have that holidays, I'm gonna be there. At the hospital, working at the emergency room, they choose what holidays you're gonna work.
Yeah.
Mandatory. You don't show up, you're fired the next day.
Facts. Yep.
And I had to work on New Year's, and my mom calls me, and she was kind of tearing up because I wasn't there with the rest of the family. And we had big family parties where there was about 100 family members, and I wasn't there. And she said Happy New Year to me while I was at the hospital, and I was like, I'm never doing this crap again. Yeah. And that's another reason I left the medical field. I was just
and that's a big reason why I think we do what we do, and other people that in our position or just in business in general do what they do, because imagine living your whole life trying to cater to other people like that, 100%. Following their rules, and it's definitely tough because you got to take the opportunity and the chance, and up until it works, then it could be soon, it could be later, it could be maybe you spend 5-4 years without it working.
That's it.
But when we're growing up, being around everybody, you're like, bro, this is life. This is my best memories ever. And then you grow up and you get a job, and now your job is requiring you to be there on Thanksgiving or Christmas, Black Fridays, or whatever the case is, and you start seeing less and less of those same cousins, family members that are not there. Because why? Everybody grew up. Everybody has responsibilities. And you're probably like, I wish I could go back to having that type of
being there at all times.
Yeah, time is precious.
Yeah. You used to complain to get in the car with your mom and dad early in the morning because you had to go to misa. And then después de misa, you knew that y'all were going to go to a buffet or go somewhere to go eat, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the morning was miserable.
Yeah.
But now, if I could redo it again, I'd do it again.
Take it back.
100%.
Diera lo que fuera.
Yeah, pero pues ahora sí que el ser muy conocido y la gente queriendo verme por todo Estados Unidos, y ojalá sigamos empujando mucho en nuestro tour internacional. It really takes a toll. Like I was telling y'all, my vocal cord, this is not my original voice right now. This ain't it. But it takes a toll. My vocal cords are messed up from the hot steam and talking to a lot of people at a high-pitched voice. Yeah.
So because I'm assuming did you go to school for business, or did you learn any of this?
None of it.
None of this. This is all new to you. So what has owning a business at this magnitude taught you about yourself?
I've really learned to be very patient with people. Because even if you don't know what sense of direction you're taking on your business, just breathe. Just breathe. Because if you ain't breathe, man, sometimes you don't even think about it, but you're actually breathing like without just relax. Mm-hmm. Because whenever you're short breathing, you're going to get onto somebody and chew them out for no reason. And you're going to lose that employee that you wish you never would have lost.
You're hearing that? Breathe.
So
shut the fuck.
You're hearing that? Breathe.
Teaches you a lot how to be a leader.
Teaches you how to be a leader. But since I was in high school, I was always a leader without even wanting to be. They wanted me, everybody on the team wanted me to be the team captain. And we didn't have a team captain. And everybody, even the coach would look straight in my eyes, and I swear he was just digging into me. And like he said, somebody needs to step up, and he was just looking at me the whole damn time. And like he'd lose his eyesight and then come right back to me, and I was like,
okay.
I'd turn around, I'd just like look around and be like, one of y'all need to step up, boys.
Yeah.
It ain't me though.
Like, he's talking to y'all, man. He's talking to y'all.
And it got to the point really that like they literally took the band away from the person that was trying to be a captain, and they gave it to me. But the thing is that I'm that type of person, and I've always been that person, that I'm always going to encourage you and not always break you down. Like, you can't tell somebody, hey, you suck. Tell them how to fix why they suck.
Yeah.
If you ain't good at something and someone tells you you're no good, how are you going to build them up if you're just insulting him?
Yeah, and that's part of being
you can't do that.
An owner is this, you obviously bring people that are good at certain things, but if you're asking to do a certain thing, to your best ability that you're trying to help them. And what was it? I heard it the other day, was like, a CEO or a boss knows when to dish it off to the next person. You've done everything you possibly could to it. You bring it now to the next person because they're really good at that. All I need you to do is perfect this. It's already there.
Yep.
Right? Because your vision is your vision. Everybody's a great asset to your team, but if you don't have your head on straight, if you don't have your morals intact, if you don't have the patience inside you to take, and even not losing the fear of failing, then you don't work the way you need to work, right? Because you're taking a chance touring the country. You're taking a chance that what if nobody shows up?
100%. And that was my fear. That was my fear, honestly. Like I've lost it a lot, but I don't know how many people are going to show up to that pop-up that I'm doing. Yeah. I do not know. I have no clue. And just by shares, comments, and this and that, I kind of imagine how many people know. Yeah.
Hey, what was the biggest crowd you had waiting for you?
The biggest crowd I've ever had was here in Los Angeles, and it was the first time ever that I stepped over here. I had a viral video that had went of me doing a hat for a sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
And that sheriff video was taken in Clovis, California, outskirts of Fresno. And that, to this day, is still the biggest video I have. And on just Facebook by itself, that's whenever my Facebook went viral, and I'm just about at 1 million. That video just on Facebook, I want to say it has 125 or 150 million views just on Facebook by itself.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, and from there on, it's just like I thought TikTok was my damn strong. No. Facebook became my strong.
It's a monster.
Really?
Yeah, Facebook is huge.
It's a monster.
Yeah, like how have I been working my ass off on Instagram? And my Instagram's not even at 400,000. I'm like 2,000 short right now.
Yeah.
And how do I get Facebook to almost hit 1 million and only paying attention to it for a year?
Yeah.
I've been paying attention to Instagram for 5 years.
Social media just doesn't make sense sometimes.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense.
So in what moment did you look at all your career and look at your socials and think like, I can make this my full-time career. I can make this my business.
Me having the 30,000 that I had and seeing how many attraction of people I was making, I was like, the beginning plan was me to do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But now I have the power to do pop-ups, show up anywhere I want, and people will come. There doesn't have to be a rodeo. There doesn't have to be an event. There doesn't have to be nothing going on. I could just show up y la gente va a llegar. I could show up in front of the Walmart parking lot and people will show up. Pero my plan to initiate it was going into rodeos all over the country. And I offered that opportunity to the mom and pop shop that I was working for before I did my own thing. Y les dije, o sea, they were white people, right? Pero lo que sea, les digo, hey, you know, like, this is my idea. Would you willing to fund it? Mm-hmm. I know I can do it. And they're like, yeah, that's a great idea, this and that. But I never saw nothing happen. Mm-hmm. I gave it 5 months. I didn't see nothing. And that's when I say, I'm just going to do it myself.
My turn. Yeah.
I'm going to do it myself. And I quit my job there at the mom and pop shop. I go and I do the Houston rodeo.
Oof. Damn.
And at that Houston rodeo, with my paychecks that I was supposed to make, plus all the tip money that I had an idea of how much I was going to kind of generate, because you get tip money for just like a waitress. Yeah. You do a great job, same thing. But this is a little more crafty. There's more to it.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
A little more crafty.
Just a little bit.
So people know that you're not the owner of the place usually, so they'll tip you for doing a great job. So I had an idea of making anywhere from like about shy of $10,000, if not $10,000, in that 3 weeks. Well, COVID happens. And I was there for 1 week, and I only made like $2,000, $3,000. And I was like, damn.
Oh, shit.
Like, now I'm jobless. Like, I'm going back home, and I'm jobless. No job.
No te espera nada.
Yeah, you have nothing to go back to. But once again, yeah, I was 21, 22, whatever. 21. I was 21. Dang, it's crazy. Seeing how many years have passed by, right? But yeah. I was 21, going to Houston by myself to go work and this and that. And now you go back home with an empty pocket, not the pocket you wanted. And with that money, I was going to build my business. Well, the good thing I had about $10,000 already in the bank, plus the $2,000 that I made. I started my company after everything got paid out, about $10,000. But I asked this company if, hey, you have a lot of hats left, and let's work out a deal. So we work out a deal, and I start selling their hats on my website. A website that I make in less than 24 hours by myself. I made that sucker. I've never done a website myself, but you know how they have their little templates?
Yeah.
I made it happen.
Choose this one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I made it happen, and it was just like I did not sleep for 20 hours maybe, and in 20 hours I finished that website, and I showed it off to everybody, and I said, it's about to go live, and I posted on my Instagram, and slowly money starts rolling in. People start ordering hats. And remember, everybody's at home doing a whole bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing? Shopping.
And my steamer table that I had, it was sitting in the front of my house, the porch. And that's where I would take out online orders. And I'd do lives. And if you go to my TikTok, like I said, I don't use TikTok as much as I should be. And that's why I'm trying to make a strong team to do all the social media because there's only 3 of them right now and it's still not enough. We don't pay attention to TikTok still.
So what's priority right now, socials or the business? If both, how do you find balance?
I do it all. You got to have time for it all. And it's difficult because at the end of the day, I always tell myself, you're a one-man band. Doesn't matter how many people you think has your back. Because family's always going to be there, and they will have your back because they've always had my back. But at the same time, I don't count on nobody. I count on myself. And if someone ain't going to do it, the only person that's going to do it is yourself. If you want it done right, do it yourself.
Can't blame nobody else.
So all I've really worked for is my consistency. And so I start shaping hats in my front porch of my parents' house, knocking out these online orders. 2 months later, I have enough money in my pocket, and I've never seen that much in my bank account. I'm all excited. I went, and I'm like, I need a storefront. So they start building some warehouses nearby my house, and I go up there, and I see someone working on it. It's like, hey, do you know who's going to lease these? I go, and I show back up at home, and I tell my parents I have a store. They're like,
just like that.
Just like that?
Just like that.
And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, I have a store. And it's really close by here. And I told them exactly where it's at. And they were like, okay, let's go. Let's go check it out. I was like, yeah, come on.
I'm excited.
Oh, excited. Well, my parents look at it and they're just like, Mijo, you're not in through traffic. Like, esto no va a funcionar pretty much.
Yeah.
They didn't say it, right? But that was their take.
Shit.
What was your
remember? Remember, I'm Fort Worth is the biggest city around us.
Yeah.
I'm 25 minutes south from there. And that's through a tollway. But pretty much to get to the store, you used to have to go through 35, and it was 48 minutes away. Just because they built a tollway.
Damn.
Now, you had a 25-minute drive to Fort Worth, but it's crazy that I built a store 5 minutes from my house in the middle of nothing. There's cow patties to your left and right, cow ranches.
Shit.
There's nothing. And my parents are like, this ain't going to work. Pretty much is what they were saying. It's like, Mijo, what? And I already had a whole idea, and I was looking at a blank warehouse with a little office that was 400 square feet.
You're like, it's going to work.
And I was like, you wait.
Yeah.
So the guy gives me the key, and I'm like, I'm opening up this weekend. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it this weekend. And I tell him, I'm going to start painting. So I paint the little 400 square feet, and I fit a little steamer, a little A-frame with a few hats, and the felt hats in there. It's all crammed. And people showed up.
Yeah.
And my parents couldn't believe it. And I probably had 15 sales. But remember, my hats are at that point starting out, they're a little over $100. So that's still $1,500 in my pocket that I didn't have yesterday. And that meant the world to me.
Damn.
And that's where it all starts.
So it's like you always had just plan A, plan A, plan A.
100%.
And then nothing else is going to steer you off.
Nope.
You know what I'm asking? What is your most expensive hat?
This December we'll have a $5,000 hat.
What is it?
Wow.
What is it?
It's mink. It's a mink felt. So mink is like a ferret, but it's a wild ferret. That's all it is. And their hair is very fine. And once you sand that fur down, it's... But the best hat that you can get, honestly, personally, like if you're going to use it. Like Cowboy in that sucker, it's 100X, which is 100% beaver fur. That's the best hat that you can get, and that's the one that I sell the most of right now.
Yeah.
And that's running you about $1,500.
People love to underestimate Western fashion.
Yeah, $1,500. But
every
every day that I'm wearing this,
It's expensive.
and I go to dang cities, and people look at me like, "Y este güey, ¿dónde se le fue el caballo?" Like, where'd you leave your horse, buddy? You know, that to me cracks me up. But some of them are assholes. And I've gotten shit in Chicago was the worst one. This guy telling me, "Go back home, cowboy. You don't belong here." This and that. Like this city boy just talking shit to me, and I was ready to swing. I was not holding back. You don't mess with me. Like I'm very nice, but don't piss me off. Yeah. So
swinging with a smile on his face.
Oh, I will. I will. You ready, boy? But the guy just insulting me, right? But, you know, you just got to brush it off.
Yeah,
Don't be scared to be different. That's the name. That's the slogan in my brand. Be different in all my hats. Because me making my store, you know, you started hearing the word a little bit of the first 2 years of having the store at that warehouse. People thought I was working out of my garage, and that was just rumor. Yeah. But it was a warehouse. It was honest work, you know what I mean? Yep. I tried, and I put my money into it, and I was paying rent. Not a lot of people wanted to buy my hats because they'd come in, and they'd be like, "Oh, do you have so-and-so or so-and-so and so-and-so," all the big-name brands, you know? I didn't have none of that. Yeah. Whenever I tried opening up those doors for myself, they were closed right on my nose, right in my face.
Damn.
I opened up accounts with all these people, and the mom and pop shop that I used to work for didn't like that idea. So a rumor starts going out that, hey, there's this kid that's going to make a hat shop. It's just another Western store that's going to be, you know, picking in our pocket. So now you have so many other stores around the DFW area that say if you open that account for that kid, don't expect more buys from me. So after I already have the brands that I want in my store, they shut it right in my face. And they said, "Hey, we can't give you those hats. I'm sorry. We're going to have to close you down." And y'all hadn't even started yet. They had took my order and my money. But they couldn't open me. So that's when I start making my own brand hats.
He said, "I'm going to figure this shit out one way or another."
I'm going to figure it out one way or another. I start bringing in my own brand and never looked back. And now a lot of those companies follow me on social media. And I'm sure they'd love to be a part of my brand, my hat store, whatever. But right now, I don't want it. I don't want it. Maybe in the future, we'll see. But right now, I don't want it. I don't need it. I already built myself up by myself. I don't give credit to nobody. My family was there. My friends supported. And that's ahí. I did it all on my own.
Bro, if that's not a story
that's
motivates you, moves you, inspires you, I don't know what else somebody needs to feel that, like, motivation, right? Because your dream is your dream.
Yes, sir.
It's not for anybody else to believe in it. It's not for anybody else to cater to it or push you to do it. It's yours. Now, there's going to be so many different voices, so many different things that happen or people do or say that, you know, may influence you to, maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe that's not going to work. Maybe they're right. But then you should always listen to that little voice in your head that says, no, what if it does?
Yeah.
What if it does work?
That's right.
What's the worst that happens? I end up back where I started? It's not that bad. Let's go.
There's obstacles all the way through.
Yeah.
But there's only one person that can go over that obstacle, and it's you.
Yeah.
The only person that can tell you you can't is yourself.
Facts.
There's nothing else around that.
Is there anything that you tell yourself when you're having moments of doubt?
100%.
What is that?
You can do it. And I remember what my mom has always told me, and that is going to go till my grave. And it's simple words, and I'm sure y'all have heard it. El querer es poder. Eso fueron palabras de mi mamá y de mi papá. Palabras de mi abuelo. Es cada quien tiene lo que uno quiere. If you don't have it, it's because you don't want it.
Nope.
And you're not working hard enough for it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And if you don't know how to do something, teach yourself. That's what I did. I'm self-taught. No one taught me how to crease a hat. Whenever I wanted someone to teach me, I went and I asked a man, older gentleman, maybe in his 60s. I said, hey, you mind teaching me how to shape a hat? And he said, oh, I don't have time. We're walking, right? And I was like, well, whenever you have a chance. And he stops walking and he grabs me around the shoulder. And he said, I'm not going to have time. I see.
He's not going to have time.
Yeah, so we're walking. And he stops walking and turns and looks straight at me and grabs me on the shoulder and says, I'm not going to have time.
Damn.
I'm 17 at that point, and I, would touch up your tejana on just the brim.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to do the crowns. And I saw this guy turn a flying saucer, a flat tortilla, into a cowboy hat, and I was like, that's badass.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that. But from the get-go, I already had so many obstacles. I just told you that's where it began. And I taught myself. I just watched. And I taught myself my own techniques. From there, I get the door shut on me. And my only leeway out was build your own brand. Either you take that, and I couldn't sleep for many nights. As a 21-year-old kid, almost 22, I could not sleep because I felt rejected. And I was not welcome to the Western industry. And one big part of it is being Hispanic. It's a white people thing. That's what everybody kept telling me. I don't give a shit. I'm from Texas just as much as anybody else. And I belong. And I showed people, and I told them, I'm going to show you. I start building my brand. Once again, never looked back. And I kept chugging forward. And now the people that used to dislike me or talk bad about me and say that, hey, there's just this kid that's trying to do something and dissed on you, now those people shake my hand and want to get to know me and respect what I do. And they can't believe how many people I attract anywhere I go. And it's just un coraje that grows you, grows you. Yeah. You either let the rejection tear you down or build you up. Yep. And the only person that decides that is you.
Damn, isn't it funny how then you look back and you're like, all these closed doors, all these bad experiences, it all kind of works as fuel for fire.
Story, your movement, your reach is insane.
Thank you, sir.
Very
and I'm
inspiring.
sure after everybody that watches this and hear this, they're gonna tie in your story and the brand. What's coming up with you? What's to come for your brand and your movement?
Right now, last year, I shut down because of politics and this and that, and some of my rich buddies told me, hey, don't invest right now because there's a lot going on. Just save your cash. Well, I listened. And while I felt like I did nothing this year, I have this store at still by the cow patties. I'm still in that same warehouse.
Oh, shit.
I'm still in that damn warehouse till this day. And it's small. It's only 2,200 square feet. Small store.
Okay.
But right now, I have a store front that I have the contract in my emails, and I need to sign it this week. and that store is going to be in the Fort Worth Stockyards. Yeah, and it is costing me a fortune, but that's my future.
But as in the Western space, that is a huge deal.
Huge deal.
And especially as a Latino.
I'm excited.
As
I want
an
a piece of that.
Hispano to be in the storefront of a
Oh,
stockyard.
yeah. So the
De
Fort
aquí
Worth
para arriba.
Stockyards is my future home to Allen's Lids. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Que se venga todo el
Que
barrio.
se venga.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is
Congratulations,
huge.
brother.
Thank
Did you ever imagine you were going to be here? Signing a contract for the storefront at the stockyards?
I never even thought I was going to go farther than being local known, and that's it.
And
And now I'm even back in Fort Worth, and people still treat me like a celebrity because I'm never there.
yeah. ¿Dónde estás? En la calle.
En la calle.
Yeah.
En la calle.
Yeah. Pero that's the big news coming up. I'm super excited about it. That store is 5,000 square feet, and it's
Fuck yeah, brother.
a gym.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That is
man.
so exciting.
Very excited.
So
So much success with so much yet to come.
Yeah.
I think it's only right because how you said, we see the fire in your eyes. What's some words of motivation of someone that feels discouraged, probably their idea, their dream seems unattainable, and they probably don't have the resources or the support that they want? What would you tell them?
Don't look around just for help or handouts. Be ready to put some work in. And whenever you start working, just remember to not stop, no matter if it's small baby steps, because consistency is what has got me where I'm at today. Nothing else. It's consistency, because sometimes I'm even going the wrong direction, but I never stopped moving. I sure rerouted, but we don't know what direction. It's just like parents. They don't teach you to be a parent.
Nope.
Remember, this is the first time they're living this, just like you are. As a business owner, is the same damn thing. No one teaches you to be a business owner. Yeah, you can go to business school all day. I wish I would have. I would have maybe known a little bit more of the insights. At the end of the day, I teach myself every single day, and I'm learning something new. Be open to learning something new every day.
Allen's Lids, baby.
Allen's
Man, we appreciate you. Thank you for making a little bit of time for us in your big tour.
Honored
And
to be here.
Thank you, brother. Nice meeting you for the first time, too. So
Sheesh, I know.
we met a celebrity, baby.
Nah,
A Toast to Life podcast, man. I hope this helped you. I hope this motivated you the way it's motivating us and myself. And if he's in a city near you, you better wait in line, because that's the one time you're going to get. So,
Seriously.
Right.
We'll have to go to Fort Worth now.
hey, once
We
that
gotta
store
go
is
to
open,
Fort
if we make a ribbon cutting, y'all are invited.
Sounds
All
like
right,
Vámonos,
I'll do it.
and-
I'll do
And
it.
on the second floor that we have, because it's 2-story, on the second floor, I'm actually wanting to do a podcast with a bunch of people that we sponsor in the PRCA and stuff like that. So small podcast, because I don't have time. But there's going to be an office, a conference office, and man, we
So
probably
you're
do
saying
another one
round
over
two
there.
of this
So
then?
we have a studio
Yeah.
there is what you're
Oh,
saying.
so-
Round two.
están en su casa.
100%. 100%.
Well,
Sale, as long as there's barbecue, I'm there.
Ooh.
Yo
Well,
los invito, sin problema.
Yeah, dijiste.
well, with that
Hutchins.
said, stay tuned for the next episode on this one.
Dale,
Part
pues.
2.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Definitely.
That's a wrap.